This is Canada. This international student was sleeping under bridge from last 4 days.
मैं कहा चूहे वगैरह सारे किवें सुत्ते तुसी इत्थे 4 दिन बस तेरे सामने आईते सुत्ता मैं अब ये चल रहा है हो ब्रो मैं कह रहा हूँ कुछ भी नहीं है आसपास डर नहीं लगता ब्रो ध्यान से आना ध्यान से आना नीचे सर करके ब्रो बैग तो किथे हाँ वो कहते लाइक 2 बैग हाँ ठीक है अपना हो जाता अपना तो दर्द है नहीं करनी डॉक्यूमेंट संभाल के रखियो ब्रो अपने मेन चीज तो इथे डॉक्यूमेंट है
Hello and welcome to Chorkor Millionaire. You have probably heard in news that it's very difficult to find accommodation here, especially if you are a newcomer, either an international student or a foreign work visa holder, or even maybe just a visitor's visa or a permanent resident. It's pretty hard to find accommodation, and there are a couple of reasons for that, all right? Mortgage prices for housing has gone up in the last 1 year, so it has forced the prices of accommodation to also go up because landlords have to increase their rent to keep up with their variable mortgage costs and all of that. And there is a whole bunch of different things also going on, like such as difficulty for builders to actually go through the processes laid down by individual cities to build. It's just difficult. Canada is one of the heavily regulated countries when it comes to getting stuff done. So all these factors go a long way to affect how the supply of housing goes with the demand for housing. And we also have a total number of about 900,000 new international students coming into the country. So if you compare that with the rising cost of mortgages and interest rate and all of that, it makes it very, very tight when it comes to finding accommodation. In the news, for example, it's been reported that there are about 50 to 100, as you can see on the screen, North Bay college students, right, in Northern Ontario, North Bay, right, where you have about 50 to 100 students who cannot find accommodation. And so what are they doing? They're having to pitch in tents to just get by. They're sleeping on slabs of concrete on the edge of the property, and then, hey, it's not easy. Now, it is even more difficult if you're coming in as an international student without doing any preparation. We're in the season of schooling, which is September, right? School has started. So if you're coming in, you want to make sure you do your research so that you are able to actually find a decent place. For those who are not able to find a regular place to rent, like a house or an apartment, they have to pay almost $150 per night just to stay in a hotel. That is a lot of money, right? Or some people have had to stay in Airbnbs as well, which is a private rental of facility to use. It could be a bit expensive. The ideal thing is for you to get a permanent place that you can rent and pay a fixed amount every month, and then you're good. Now, I'm going to show you in this video how you can actually find accommodation by using a couple of websites to begin your search and probably land an accommodation before you even move in. Now, I encourage you to watch this video to the end. If you don't watch all of it, you're most likely not going to get all the information, all right? And if you ask questions that I've covered in this video already in detail, there is a likelihood I won't be responding to them in the comment section. So please help yourself by watching this video to the end. Now, there are a couple of websites I'm going to recommend to you. The first one being this website called Kijiji.ca, Kijiji.ca. So what you do is basically to type Kijiji, Kijiji.ca, and then you hit search, all right? So let's say you just go on Google and then you type Kijiji.ca. It brings you right here like this, Kijiji.ca. It brings you to the home page. Now, when it brings you here, the first thing you want to do is to use the location icon here to customize your location. In other words, which city are you planning to rent? So I currently have this set for the city of St. Catharines in Niagara region in Ontario, but I can change that, all right? So let's say I want to change that to a city in St. John in New Brunswick, St. John in New Brunswick, or another city. You could easily come here and then you type the name of the city you're looking for. So let's say I am looking for a city called Moncton, right, in New Brunswick. You got to know the city. You know the city you're schooling, so enter the city, or you know the city you're planning to arrive in. If it is Brampton, if it is Victoria, whichever city, just enter it under the location column there. And then when you finish entering the city, don't be in a rush to click on apply. Now, they have given you the distance or the range for which your search could be customized. In other words, you see this radius right here. It's telling you how wide they are going to customize the search for you and help you find rental units or facilities in this location. By default, it is set at 50 kilometers. It means it can search as far as 50 kilometers. I think 50 kilometers is too much of a distance for a student to cover to go to school. So you can use the dragging bar here and then just drag it to your ideal kilometers. Ideally, if you're a student, you want to cover anything between 10 to 12 kilometers if you're on a bus, right? So I could keep it within 10 to 12 kilometers, meaning that I don't want it to be too far from my school, right? And it's still in mountain. So then you click on apply. Now, after clicking on apply, you have everything down now. You notice that it begins to quickly change the screen for you. And then after doing this, you come to what are you looking for? This is where you basically would type what you want. So I would say I'm looking for room or rental, right? You can just type the keyword here as in room. And then it will begin to give you options like room in for rent or room for rent or rooms for rent. It doesn't matter. Whichever one, you can pick any of them, room for rent or room in for rent. You can pick that. So room for rent, for instance. Under all the categories, you can even choose real estate. So I will choose real estate. That way you can only pick under the categorization. I chose real estate. And then you have room for rent, okay? And then you can see that it's beginning to load it for you right away. So right away, you scroll down. And as you scroll down, you want to make sure you're still there, mountain, 10 kilometers, and you choose the categories, right? Remember the category here. We chose all categories. We chose what? Real estate. You can even pick it further by saying long-term rental, short-term rental, but I wouldn't. I would just scroll down and see what I'm finding. So right away, you have something here for $515. It comes with a bedroom for rent near CCNB Dieppe, all right, in Bolorama. It's a uniplex and it's close to bus stops, 2 minutes away from bus stop, furnished just for a few months. So this comes furnished, but it says for a few months. So if you're interested, you can click on that. Now it's $515 per month from what I'm seeing here. I could easily click on that right away. And when you click on that, you see the address right here. So this is the address, guys. On the right hand side where the location map is, you can see 431 Govin Road, Dieppe, right? If you want to contact the seller, what do? You type your message in this box here and you hit the send message, right? And it's going to send a message to this private person called Mohammed So. Mohammed So is the one renting. So this is how it looks like. The pictures are right here. You can see the pictures. You can use the arrow buttons here as well to just keep changing. So meaning that you are getting a room in the house, right? And this is a closet. All right. So we got 3 pictures here. And if you want to go back, you can easily click on the X here to exit out, meaning you want to go back to where it was. You use the X to exit out. Right now, it will even show you how many people have seen this listing. Right now, this listing has been viewed by 3 people, which means you don't have a lot of people seeing this on Kijiji, just 3 people. Rooms for rent near this, okay, also close to Walmart, convenience store, bus stop is just 2 minutes away. It is furnished just for a few months. Power and heat are not included. In other words, when you see power and heat not included, it means you get to pay for your own electricity and your own heating during the winter. And normally as a student, you want to have everything included. You want to go for all inclusive. Wi-Fi not included, meaning you have to pay for your own utility, your own Wi-Fi here. So basically you are paying for your own utilities on top of the rent. So I probably wouldn't go for this unless I don't have any other option, right? But if you're interested, guys, all you do is this: you type your message here and you send a message. One thing I recommend is that when you're typing your message, just make sure you go straight to the point, that you're a student looking to rent and you're wondering if this is available. And don't provide your phone number unless I won't provide my phone number right away. I will let the person respond first and then you can go on from there. All right. So that is it for this particular renter. So let's go back. If I want to go back now, I can, since I'm done watching this, I can go back by using the back arrow here and then scroll down to another one here. Okay, so privately furnished room in this house, building overview available. All right, so let me just click on that right away. 650. A typical student rental is between maybe $450 or $500 to about $800, depending on the location. It could even be more if you're in a big city like Toronto. So this one here, the owner is called Amajo Singh, and he posted this about 2 hours ago in Mountain. So here, as usual, you see the furnishing right here, and you can use the arrow buttons here to actually scroll to. This is the living area, this is the kitchen, this is your diner, and then this is the bathroom here, right? This is your bathroom. And then it has a nice, cute patio in the back or its grill ready to go. And yeah, you can see the photos. It looks pretty clean. It looks pretty clean. And you can see somebody's stuff, yes, for doing skip the dish, which is a side hustle that most of the students do. It's a delivery, picking up food from restaurants and delivering. You can tell there is a student, or there are probably some Indian students in this house who do skip the dish, right? So yeah, so that is it right here. And this is the room. You have your mirror, your dresser here, and your bed. So yeah, that is it. If you want to close the photos, you click on the X and you go to the description and then you show more. If you can't see all of it, you can click on show more, then it show you ready to move in, beautifully furnished 3-bedroom 2-bathroom house in the highly sought after Mountain North area. Rent is $650 plus utilities for a room. So this is also not what I'm looking for, but hey, it depends on your situation. You're paying just the rent alone for $650, and then you have to pay your utilities, which will mean you're paying for your heat, your electricity, and all of that. So you want to negotiate this with the landlord to see if they can have it all inclusive. It's possible you can negotiate, right? There is a master bedroom as well. It's good for a couple or two friends who want to share. I definitely don't want to share my room with another person. Basically, like the room size, you and somebody puts your mattress there. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I want a room to myself, not share it with anyone, unless you were two good friends and you're okay with it. But I wouldn't want them to pair me with somebody I don't want. All right. This house is close to everything here. Public transport is close to Crandall College, New Brunswick Community College, Evergreen School, highway, blah blah blah. It lists all the things. It includes parking. Is also available if you have a car. You can park up to 4 to 5 cars. There is a private yard and a patio, which I showed you earlier. And then yeah, so that is also the location here. Now, for somebody who may be wondering, now, so how do I know? The landlord has actually put his number here, 902. So it starts with a +1 actually. So if you have a phone number, you can make sure you can try and hook them up on WhatsApp. If they have, most likely have a WhatsApp. 25 people have viewed this. If they have a WhatsApp, you can send them a message and say you're interested. If their phone number is there, if their phone number is not there, remember, you can also use the right side here to send them a message. All right. Now I'm going to show you how you can also pick the location. Sometimes they put the location or the address there. Sometimes they put just a postal code, which is a 6-digit number. So here I can see the postal code here. The NB stands for New Brunswick, and this is the postal code, a 6-digit alphanumeric number here. So you can copy the postal code, for example, and go on Google Map and check the distance of the postal code of this house from your school to see if it's within 10 minutes or 15 minutes or even more than that. It's always ideal that you check how far it is from your school, so that if you're using your buses, you do not take more than 2 buses to get to your school. All right. I will be showing you how to use Google Map to actually find your address and how far it is. So that is it for this particular one, guys. Remember, it's all about sending messages and making sure you are finding a better deal. Room wanted for October 1st, shared 2-bedroom, everything inclusive. So when you see INCL, it means all inclusive. So this sounds like a great deal. Second roommate to share 2-bed apartment off West Main, no pets, as I have a 100-pound friendly Rottweiler. So this person already has a dog in the house. They're telling you straightforward. You can read it and then see if there's something you want. This is 900, definitely expensive. It's a 1-bedroom basement, partially divided, one-sided. I wouldn't want this. Like, I don't like stuff that are divided like that. But hey, if you can't find it and you have to make do with this, I just want a place where you have your privacy and all of that, right? Not a room that is divided and you have somebody on one side and stuff like that. All right. So seeking female roommate. So hello, I'm seeking a female roommate with within Mountain or Riverview, preferably closer to the latter. I'll pretty much prefer to move in at the beginning of October or November. So this person probably may have secured an entire apartment and is looking. This is the postal code E1B1T4. You can send a message to Rose. Rose posted this how long ago? 2 days ago. And Rose is a female. She has a cat. I can tell she loves a cat. And she is looking. 48 people have viewed this. Monthly rent is 600 or less. She's willing to split with you for 600. Sorry, monthly rent is 600, but the total is 1,200 for the two of you. I like to burn incense and scented candles sometimes, so you may want to consider that. She's telling you some of the things she likes to do. She could have an incense or a scented candle. If you have an allergy to that, she's telling you straightforward. Clean and quiet female. This person is looking for a female to share the house with. So if you're a female and you think you're okay to go live with Rose, Rose is definitely right. My name is Rose, and I'm an aspiring actress and a writer. I have my many hobbies, most of which are artistic. And hey, so go on and check this out. You can do this for yourself. Just go ahead and blah, 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 blah. You send your message, blah, 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 blah. My name is this, and you hit send, and then if Rose responds, you pick it up from there. All right. So that is it about Kijiji, how to use Kijiji. The next one I want to show you guys is apartment.com. This is the website, apartments.com. You don't have to bother about the links to this website. I'm going to link all of them in the description box. All you have to do is to click on it and then follow. Now, when you come to apartment.com, all right, so you go back here. So this is it. You type apartment.com like this, right? www.apartment.com, and you hit the enter, and then it brings you straight to this website. Now, the first thing you want to do is to enter your location, and then you hit the search. Where are you searching your accommodation? So I can easily go and say I am looking for a place in Oshawa. All right, in Oshawa. Okay, let me actually change this and go to St. John's in Newfoundland. So I type St. John's, Newfoundland, all right? Though this is St. John's, Florida. So I type St. John's, Newfoundland. So I click on that. And then right away, when you do that, it begins to load right away for you, all right? And what you do next is to begin to customize things. For example, you have some icons here that you can customize. One of them is the price. So I will basically just go ahead and set my minimum rent. What is the minimum? I'll leave the minimum untouched, but the maximum is where you want to. If you are one person looking for a room, ideally between 500, 600, have an idea of the average rent in the city. Toronto is expensive. British Columbia, Victoria, Vancouver is expensive. But if you're moving to a secondary city or smaller cities with a population of less than 100,000 or close to 150,000, your rent could be anything from, say, $500, $600, $700. So max rent here, I will put anything, say, around, choose the 1,100 for now, because it's not allowing me to actually enter a value which is less. So I'll choose this. And then once you choose that, you can even customize the beds you want. How many bedrooms? Is it 1 bedroom? Is it 2 bedroom? Is it 3 bedroom? So let's go for, say, a 1 bedroom and see what we're finding here, right? Okay, I will choose a house. Let me choose a house. So choose a house. Under the type, I will change from apartment to a house. And then right away, we see the rent coming up. Okay, let me even play around and choose a 3 bedroom. So I have all of that. And then you begin scrolling down until you find something. You look at it. So the addresses are at the top. The prices are in the C dollar sign, which is Canadian dollar, right? Now you keep going through them, and then you see what you can find, right? Now, if you're a group of students, 3 of you, you can look at an ideal location, which is not expensive. So like this whole house, for example, 197 Craig Miller Avenue in St. John's is going for $2,000, and it's a 2-bedroom. That means that one person could be paying $1,000 there, right? So I find this to be a little bit expensive. So, but you have a 3-bedroom here for $2,000, so it works out to about what, $650 or $700 there for one person. You could just keep scrolling through. Recommendation is that if you're looking for a rent in St. John's in Newfoundland and you can't find it, just check the cities that are close by and see if you can keep playing around with the cities. Maybe Gander. You can go for a place like Gander, right? Or Corner Brook. Or let me even change. Let me go for Gander. Okay, I'm changing that from St. John to Gander in Newfoundland. Just play around with this as you keep searching and see if you are able to find a place that works for you. You could definitely play around by changing it to, say, 3-bedroom, and then see if you can get a cheaper deal. Okay, the rents here are ridiculously expensive. Like, yeah. So 3-bedroom, 3 of you could share this, even an apartment, right? You can see it here. It's an apartment, 2-bedroom, St. John's, 22 Flavin Street. And yeah, if you are interested, you can send a message. The contact number is there. You can pick the contact number. You can even send a message by clicking on message. Your first name, your last name. You might want to don't put your real name. I wouldn't do that. Maybe my nickname or my alias. Put it here. If you're comfortable, just put your first name there and then put a short version of your last name, and then your email address, the preferred date you want to move in, your phone number if you have one, you can put it there, and then you let them know, do you want to schedule a tour, do you want to confirm availability, you want to request an application, then you send a message to them. If the phone number is there, you can also directly call them or message them as well. So that is one of the ways you can go around finding accommodation here. Now, the next one I want to do one here, Zumper.com, www.zumper.com. You can click on Zumper.com, and then right here you enter your location. So let me play around and say I'm going to Oshawa in Ontario, where we have Fleming College and all of that. So I select that, and then are you looking for a short term or long term? I would say long term. Is it a studio, apartment? How many rooms? Basically, they're asking you. So you can say you're looking for a 3-bedroom, right? How many bathroom? Maybe 1 bathroom, and then you hit search. What is your budget? Your budget here, you could say, hey, I want things under 1,800, okay? So let's say 1,000, even let me say 1,500, right, per month, 1,500 per month. And then right away, it begins to run a search for you. And you just basically, it's even giving you some nearby cities here close to Oshawa, just in case you don't find what you're looking for. So I can tell when I enter this one here, it didn't pull up anything for me. So I might want to go back and just customize the search a little bit about the price at the top here. Those 3 icons here, the location, the number of bedrooms, and the price. I could go back and just customize this a little bit up. So let's say I am going to 1,800. Okay. Yeah. Okay, 1,800. You can even use the dragging line here to increase it gradually. Yeah, instead of entering it, I would do that. All right. So now then you hit the search button there and it begins to show me something. So it means that the rent in this area is a little bit expensive. You have a 3-bedroom going for 1,800 and the address is 82 Glen Street in Oshawa. It's an apartment from what I can see there. You can actually click to view the photos. So I click on that just to view the photos here. 36 photos. Like I said, it's an apartment. You can scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Sky view. Now, with these people, they might accept. So the phone number is even there, right? The phone number is that you can pick the phone number right away. If you want to check availability as well, you click on check availability, and then you go ahead and put your information there, and then you hit the submit, right? You hit the submit, and then you're good to go. So that is it about Zumper as well. You can use Zumper to definitely find a place, but you can tell that some places are a little bit expensive. Oshawa, St. John's, things are a bit expensive in these places there. It's always better if you're a group, if you know other students who are coming, you can come together and rent a whole house and share the rent among you. If you're a student, please always negotiate for an all-inclusive. Families, like somebody with kids moving into 2-3 bedroom, most likely they won't give you an all-inclusive. So you may have to provide your own or pay for your own heat, electricity, and Wi-Fi. Most landlords wouldn't give a family like an all-inclusive deal, but students, you most likely will get an all-inclusive plus a furnished apartment or a house, meaning that you have your mattress there already, the furnished charge also there, maybe a couch, maybe a dining table, and maybe you have your stove, you have a microwave. They could be provided for students, but for families, you may just have a stove, you may have a microwave, you may have a fridge, and then you may have to probably buy other things yourself, like your beddings and stuff, all right? So that is it there, Zumper.com. You can also use Zumper.com to find. Then there is also a third one called Rental.ca. Rentals. So it's not rental, it's rentals. And then you basically will do the same thing here, Rentals.ca. You enter your city. What city are you going to? Let's say Victoria. Victoria in BC. And then you just go on and then it begins to also load for you, right here you can see it's pulling things for you. But remember, when you enter this, it's not enough. Use the customization buttons here to actually customize. You're looking to rent, isn't it? You're not buying, right? You can even customize the price, right? So you can customize the price by using the dragging bar here to bring it down to say 1,900. Type. What type are you looking for? Are you looking for a house, all rooms, blah, blah, blah? I will choose maybe a house or all rooms, right? And then even the number of bedrooms here, you can customize that as well. How many bedrooms are you looking for? Is it 1 bed? Is it 2 bed? Is it 3 bed? You could also look for that and customize that. And the more you do that, the more it begins to, bring up your search for you. Remember, sometimes if you know the ideal market rent there, it helps you to customize it properly. If you don't know the rent and you lowball, like put in a lower price, it may not give you anything at all. It may not give you anything. You can see that the moment I was able to increase the price a little bit, I was able to find something for $930 per month from Peace Bridge Apartments, right? So you could click on that and then it could begin to give you some more options there. All right. So that is it, guys. I hope this video is helpful. Use this to help yourself. Now, this is the most important part of the video. And for those who don't like watching videos like this today and you miss important information like this, it is very, very possible that you go on websites like this and get scammed. Now, people who get scammed are people who see an apartment or a room available, and then when they are chatting with the listing person or the person who is listing it, the person probably asks for a deposit or a rent, first and last, right? That, hey, I have so many people who are viewing this. If you really want this, you have to make a payment. Send by a wire transfer, a bank deposit, or an electronic transfer, and then you go ahead right away and pay. I do not recommend that to you unless you are in the country and you are close to the location and you've gone to see it. Please do not make any payment online for a room you haven't seen, especially if you're renting from these websites. If it is an Airbnb, which you can use, right? Airbnb is also there. If you can't find anywhere, remember, you can always use an Airbnb. But for places or websites like this, do not make any payment until you see the place. Schedule to have a viewing, right? If possible, let them give you a virtual tour. In other words, like a Zoom video call where the person is walking you around and showing you if you are not yet in the country, right? Just so you can experience the thing virtually by watching, right? Then negotiate for them to hold it for you to arrive and then pay. Right now, if you know somebody in the city, you can let the person go and check on it. Now, also remember, it is even possible you can be talking to somebody who claims to be the owner of the place and they are not really the owner and they are not even like the property manager. So my recommendation is that if you decide to move forward, do your due diligence. You could even ask for a proof that they actually own the place. It's not out of your way to ask for that. It's not too much to ask, especially if you're getting to the point of paying. Please ask for some kind of proof that they actually own the place. It could be a document that shows that they actually own the place or some proof. If they are getting a little bit aggressive and they think you are being nosy, you can let it go. Hey, you don't want to pay money to the wrong person. We've had situations where people paid money to supposed 10 landlords only to find out that it was paid to tenants who were about moving out of the place and they cannot just collected this money and then they left off. Or it could even be complete scammers who don't even live in Canada or who don't even live in, or maybe who live in Canada, who may have posted fake stuff like this. So it is up to you to do your due diligence. Do not pay for anything you haven't seen. Now, I also want you to leverage on your connections in Canada, your friends, your old schoolmates, your family friends. Let them also take the responsibility to actually go and view these properties for you if it is close by. They can even help by finding places for you. It's one of the ways you can easily find a place without stressing. But make sure you're building strategic relationships and networking with people that can help you. All right. Now, you could also contact your school, the school you are coming to. You could contact the International Students Office or Programs Office and ask them if they have a mentorship program in place where past students or continuing students can connect with incoming or new students and help them to find accommodation. Most schools have a program like this, so they might find out from continuing students from the country you are coming from if they are interested in mentoring incoming students in helping them find accommodation. It could be a very, very important strategy that could work for you. So make sure you are actually using this tip as well. You could also use another resource, which is the religious institutions. If you're a Christian, look for your church online. So you could look for your church. Which church do you go to? Maybe Pentecost, right? You know your church, maybe a Redeemed Church from Nigeria. You could go on Google and type Redeemed Church in, then they put the name of the city. You can find, okay? You could also type maybe Pentecost. If you're a Pentecostal person from, say, Ghana, Pentecost Church in, then you put the city. It will give you maybe the address and the location and a contact number for one of the churches. All right. You call them, let them know you are a new student, you are coming. Most churches go an extra mile to help new students to find a place to rent. they could be the ones on the ground to help to do all the search for you as well. It's not like I'm encouraging you guys to go and dump the responsibility of searching on people who are here. You definitely want to do your part whilst you are also trusting that God will bring the right people to also help you. All right. Now, worst case scenario, you could use an Airbnb by going to their website, airbnb.com or booking.com or any of those private short-term leasing rentals are around, and then book for a couple of days. It could be expensive, so you don't want to use that as your main strategy. All right. I hope this video helps somebody out there. Use it to help yourself, and then make sure you smash the like button if you want more and more of this video. Until then, I'll see you another time. Have a good day.